Thanks for watching this special edition of CMDR Decks. Today is Friday the 13th, and you have to stay away from black cats. Today we have Mirri the Cursed. This is Mirri the Cursed. She is the better of the two black cat legends. Flying first strike haste, whenever she deals damage to combat damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on her. So she doesn't even need to kill the creature, she just needs to damage it. And she is a 3/2 on 4. Alright, land base pretty simple, just going Bojuka Bog, Dark Depths, because we're running a vampire sub-theme. So I do have Vampire Hexmage in here, Lake of the Dead, and Urborg. Then we got 35 swamps. This is just, you know, a black cat themed deck, also sort of a Friday the 13th themed deck. There's a bunch of mirror cards in here you'll see, and you don't want to, you know, obviously break a mirror on Friday the 13th, you know, or in general just for the bad luck. So, sort of just a flavor deck, if you will. A couple different sub-themes though, and we'll get to those in just a few moments here. Alright, so the other legendary black cat is Purraj of Urborg. She's not really that great. She can get pretty big sometimes, but pretty suboptimal, as most of the Mirage legends are. 2/3 on 5 is not that good. Entrails Feaster, another black cat. Beginning of your upkeep, you may remove a creature card in a graveyard from the game. Put a +1/+1 counter on Entrails Feaster, if not, tap it. We have the cheating black cats, Cairn Wanderer, Moonglove Changeling, Ghostly Changeling, and Skeletal Changeling. And then we have Urborg Panther. Now if I put Urborg Panther in the deck, then I should probably put the other combo pieces with it to get Spirit of the Night. Flying Trample, Pro Black, 6/5, first strike when attacking, haste. This is a decent one if we didn't cost 9, but with the Feral Shadow, Breathstealer, and Urborg Panther, you can get them out sometimes pretty quickly. So here's the mirror cards you do not want to break, so hopefully your opponent won't naturalize these. Reflecting Mirror is sort of like an expensive misdirection type of spell. Mirrorworks lets you copy artifacts. Mirror of Fates in there, just because it's a mirror, I don't think it's that great. Lich's Mirror, not great in EDH because you're, you know, start at Half-Life, but it's sort of wacky. And Mirror Gallery. Now Mirror Gallery is actually pretty decent in this deck because, as you'll see, we have quite a few legends. So this is actually going to be a card that's good as opposed to bad, which normally it would be in Commander. Little vampire sub-theme, since Mirri is also a vampire. So here we have the German vampire bats, just because it's German and it's a vampire, so I wanted to put it in there. Gatekeeper of Malakir, you know, pretty decent edict effect. Here's the Hexmage for Dark Depths or any other planeswalker that's causing you issues. The original Mr. Singer. Captivating Vampire to take other creatures if you want. Nocturnous to make all your guys better, and because most cards in here are black, he's going to be active most of the time. Drana, just a legend, and she can really mess stuff up with her -X ability. Baron Singer to regenerate Mirri if you want to, or just, you know, work better with your other vampires. And Crovax the Cursed. Now, Crovax the Cursed can get put on Soul Foundry. And Soul Foundry is pretty good with Mirror Gallery, so we can start copying a bunch of legends. For instance, the other Crovax, Ascendant Evincar, if you get him out on a Soul Foundry with Mirror Gallery in play, that's really going to cause a lot of problems for your opponents. You also have Volrath the Fallen, Commander Greven il-Vec, and Phage. Although you do not want to put Phage on a Soul Foundry. If you put Phage on Soul Foundry and play her, you will lose the game. So only play her if you're going to hardcast her. Now another theme in this deck is making creatures attack into Mirri because it'll make her bigger. So we have a couple of cards that make people attack. We have Bullwhip, Imp's Tot, Nettling Imp, Norrit, Walking Desecration, and Instigator. So a pretty big sub-theme there because, again, just making smaller creatures attack into her and pump it up pretty quickly is pretty good. These are just some random creatures. Filth, because we have Urborg in there, so if Filth goes to the yard, all your guys are unblockable. Nightmare, because we have a bunch of swamps. And Pro Tour Avatar of Woe, because she's a really good black creature. Alright, so with all those vampires, Blade of the Bloodchief is really pretty good. Also Mirri, again, she is a vampire, so she can put this on, and then it's really good on her. Grappling Hook also is good with Mirri because she can provoke one of those smaller creatures and, you know, start really messing stuff up, especially with a double strike if she's got a lot of counters on her. A lot of swamps means Nightmare Lash is good. If I had the new Phyrexian Nightmare Lash that you can, it's a living weapon, I would probably put it in here, but I don't. So Nightmare Lash is in there for now. Bone Horde, that can get pretty big pretty quick. So a couple of kill spells. Edict, this is technically a black cat, but come on, it's Nameless Inversion. We have Hex, just because that's pretty flavorful for Friday the 13th. Hellfire is an older kill spell. It's not the most efficient, but it can still get there. And Damnation. Endless Whispers is sort of a wacky card. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, choose an opponent, and that creature goes from the graveyard to that opponent's control at the end of turn. So essentially that means stuff won't die permanently, and it's all going to start flying around the table. Pretty stupid with sacrificing the end of turn effects like Ball Lightning and stuff like that. Strands of Night lets you go ahead and zombify, essentially. Oversold Cemetery, just, you know, get creatures back in the yard. Nightmare Incursion, tons of swamps, so if you're facing a deck that has a lot of cards that are pretty specific for it to win, you can rip them all out with this. Mind Twist just to destroy someone's hand. Night's Whisper, draw spell. Night Creep. Until end of turn, all creatures become black and all lines become swamps. Also good with Filth. Baneful Omen. At the beginning of your end step, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, each opponent loses life equal to that card's converted mana cost. Some pretty high stuff in here. Avatar is high. Spirit of the Night is high. So you can definitely get some damage across the table by landing this. Bad Moon, just because it's a mono black deck, pumps all your guys. Vampiric Embrace, if you want to make one of your non-vampires a vampire, just make one of your vampires better. Blood Tribute with your vampires can really take someone down pretty quickly. Evil Presence, just because it's black. And then the best tutor there is, Demonic Tutor. Thanks for watching CMDR Decks. Please subscribe and favorite.